discussion, we are talking about a survey was conducted to determine the length of time, which is in T, in minutes, people took to drink their coffee in a cafe. The information shown in the following grouped frequency table, and this is what is the grouped frequency table is. So for part A, what we need to do is, we need to write down the total number of people who were surveyed. The total number of people we have it. So we just need to add this entire thing. So which is nothing but 3 plus 5 plus 12 plus 14 plus 16 plus 10. So if we add all these things, we will be getting 60. So 60 is the total number of people who were surveyed. So now if I talk about part B, so write down the mid interval value between 10 and 15. So the mid interval value, we can always find it by finding the average between the endpoints. So that's basically 10 plus 15 over 2. So that's going to be clearly 12.5. So 12.5 is the mid interval value. Now estimate the mean of this coffee. So we need to find the mean. So in order to find the mean, so we can use our calculator directly. So on the calculator, so what we have to go do is, so we need to go to the spreadsheet. And on the spreadsheet, so we need to put down all the mid-interval values of the time. The mid-interval values would be, the first one is 2.5 because it's between 0 to 5. And the second one is 7.5, which is between 5 to 10. And the third one is 12.5, which we just found it. And the next one is 17.5. Then we have 22.5. Then finally, we have 27.5. And the respective frequencies go something like this. For the first one, the frequency is 3, then it's 5, then it's 12, then it's 14, and 16, and finally we have a 10. So once when we substitute these things, so let me label this one. So this is, we are talking about determining the length of time in T. People. So we are talking about the people and the time. So I'm going to name this as, let's say, A time. And I'm going to label this one as, let's say, A people. So we need to go to menu, statistics, and start calculation and one variable statistics. So when we do that, so we'll be able to get this. So in the X list, I need to click on this time. And in the frequency list, I need to click on this A people. So if I click on OK, so I'll be able to get down all the values. So here the mean, which is X bar, and the mean is nothing but 17.91. And that is the right answer for part C. Next, if I talk about part D, the information above has been rewritten as a cumulative frequency table. So we're going to talk about this cumulative frequency table in the next thing. So, and here is the cumulative frequency table. And this is what is the cumulative frequency table is. And here we need to figure out what is the value of A and B. So now we know this T is less than or equals to 5 is 3, and till 10 it's 8, and till 15 it's 20, and till 20 it is A. So now this is what we need to calculate it. So till 20 it is A means, so till 20 if it is A means, so basically when we add all of these things, we would be getting, let's say this is 20. So till 15, it's just 20. And till 20, it's going to be 20 plus 15, so which is going to be 34. And next, it's going to be 34 plus 16, which is 50. And the final cumulative thing should be 60. So clearly, that clearly shows, so the value of A and B is here. So in that case, it goes something like this. So till 20, it has to be 34. Until 25, yes, it is 50. And till 30, it has to be 60. So that is the reason for part D. The value of A is 34 and the value of B is 60. And this is the right answer for part D. Now, next, if I talk about this one, part E. So this information is shown in the following cumulative frequency graph. And this is what is the cumulative frequency graph is. For the people who were surveyed, use the graph to estimate the time taken for the first 40 people to drink their coffee. So if I talk about the time taken to for the first 40 people, so that's going to be here. So this is what is the first 40 people. And the time is approximately like this point. It's at the middle of these two lines. So we can clearly see this. So each 2 points is 1. So in that case, this is going to be 1 and 0.25. So that's why this is going to be, because this is going to be 21. This is 22. So this would be 21.5. So it is between 21 and 21.5. So that is the reason the answer for E part 1 has to be 21.25 minutes, of course. Next, if I talk about part 2, the number of people who take less than 8 minutes. If I talk about 8 minutes, so this is 9 minutes and this is what is 8 minutes. So we need to talk about the number of people who took less than 8 minutes. So that's going to be, so somewhere closer to 5.5. So, but definitely we cannot have 5.5 number of people. So it has to be less than 8 minutes means, so there are exactly 5 people who took less than 8 minutes to drink their coffee. Now, if I talk about part 3, so in part 3, they are talking about the number of people who took more than 23 minutes to drink their coffee. So if I talk about 23 minutes, so that's here. So this would be 21. And between 25 to 30. So if I talk about 23, so that would be here. So 21, 22, and 23 minutes is here. So it's exactly like 45. So there are 45 people. So there are 45 people who actually took less than 23 minutes. So if I talk about the number of people who took more than 23 minutes, so that has to be this part. So in this part, so it's clearly, it has to be 60 minus 45. So 60 minus 45, so which is going to give us 15. So there are 15 people who actually took more than 23 minutes. So that is the right answer for this part 3.